So I'm Dr. Lutz Mary, Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. So I'm going to take the subject CCS 366 Software Testing and Automation. So the first thing, this is the elective, vertical elective for the third year, 6th semester students. The subject title is Software Testing and Automation. So the topic I'm going to take is why do we test software, the black box testing and white box testing. So why do we test the software? What is the need for that? So as human being, we are prone to errors. We will be committing errors during any process. So while some errors don't have much impact on our lives, but have the software, they will be having a severe enough to break the entire system or the software. So in this severe situations, it is important to have software testing team that is able to catch errors, that is well in advance. So in times when we fail to pick them, so then continuing this, though we try to keep an eye of any mistakes. So if we cannot, we are prone to make mistakes. We are conscious enough to be able to pass from the blind spots and the bad assumptions. So for the ideal situation, you'll have someone else check through your work in order to ensure that all potential flaws get spotted. So for those that are new to the software environment, so the software testing might seem like it's an insignificant task. Why you have to do this? So you'll be having you'll be quickly they'll be realizing that there's an actually it's an integral part of an planning and development. So software testing is what first I have to know what is software testing. Software testing is the activity of checking whether the expected results match the actual results. So in what way it will help? It helps to ensure that the software system is defect free, so prone free. It helps to identify missing requirements, gaps or errors that might be contrary to the requirements. So we will be having a scenario. It's a banking system with a defect that causes bank B to not receive the correct amount of money that is being transferred from bank A. So from A to B we are transferring the amount of money is not correctly deposited. So it can also be, there will be some situations where there are incorrect transfer fees applied to the transfer or the money is not converted to the right currency. So regardless of the issue is critical, that can only be avoided by proper software testing. We have to know where the error occurs. So the importance of software testing. It's essential for ensuring the customer satisfaction and reliability in the application. It helps to pinpoint the errors and the defects right from the developmental phases. It enables the business to provide facilities to the customers, including high quality software applications and products. In turn, it helps to lower maintenance cost and provides more reliable, consistent and accurate results. So what are the types of software test? We can test the application in many ways. We have different purposes. So we can check for the functionality, the performance of the system, or make sure the system works properly after implementing improvements. We can distinguish four types of test or four kinds of test. So first one is black box testing. Functional testing is otherwise known as black box testing. These tests define the activities performed by the software. Functional test does not require the knowledge of what is inside the system, so what is the specification requirements and all. So that's why it is named as black box. The tester is able to test the application in the context of functional requirements, usually without requiring complex theoretical knowledge. So the types black box testing will be having boundary value analysis, equivalence partitioning, orthogonal array testing, first testing, graph based testing, all pairs testing, state transition testing. So in the black box testing, the tester select the function and gives the input value to examine whether the functionality is good and check whether the function is giving expected output or not. If the function provides correct output, then it is passed in the testing, otherwise it will fail. So after completing testing all the functions, if there is a severe problems, then it will give back to the development team for correction. So what are the generic steps involved in this? So specification of the requirements, so it is examined in the beginning itself. The second step, the tester creates a positive test scenario and an adverse effect on that scenario by selecting valid inputs and invalid inputs to check the software is processing them correctly or incorrectly. The third step, the tester develops various test cases such as decision table, all pass test, equivalent division, error estimation, cause effect graph, etc. The fourth phase includes the execution of all test cases. Fifth step, the tester compare the expected output against the actual output. In the sixth final step, if there is any flaw in the software, then it is cured and tested again. White box testing, it's a form of application testing that provides the tester with complete knowledge of the application being tested, including access to source code and design documents. So what the white box testing is focused on? It focuses on the security gaps and vulnerabilities, then poorly structured path, identifying the conditional logic that is redundant or either broken or inefficient, expected output, executing all possible inputs to a function to see if it is always written the expected output. So the next one is loop testing. Then it will have the single loop or concatenated loops. Will be the nested loops. It will be testing for efficiency, conditional logic and all. So data flow testing tracks variables and their values and passes through the code to find variables that are not correctly initialized or declared or incorrectly manipulated. Advantages: it forces the test developer to reason carefully about implementation, reveals errors in the hidden code, spots the dead code or other issues with respect to the best programming practices. Thank you.